guys, it's Simply Obsessed and welcome to my channel and welcome to my romance slash woohoo wish list, and also a happy Valentine's Day. Today is Valentine's Day, so if you're celebrating the day of love and romanticalness, I wish you a happy Valentine's Day. And if you aren't celebrating, I still want you to have a really awesome day. So yeah, happy Valentine's Day if you're celebrating, and if not, so what? I still love you. I hope that you have an amazing day. But anywho, welcome to my romance slash woohoo wish list. This list consists of all of my romance slash woohoo desires for The Sims 4. I've been wanting to do this for a minute, and since it's Valentine's Day, I thought it would be the perfect day to share my romance slash woohoo or woohoo slash romance wish list. The things in this list are not in any particular order. I just wrote down all the stuff I would like to see. So yeah, and nothing is listed in order of importance or all that. I just wrote down all the things that I would like to see in The Sims 4 when it comes to the woohoo and the romance. So yes, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm going to start off with my woohoo list first, and then I'll go right into romance. The first thing I have on my woohoo wish list is something that I've mentioned previously. I think I've mentioned this probably like a bajillion times on this channel, but I want shower woohoo. How can we woohoo in a spaceship before we woohoo in a shower? We need it. You can call me a perv. I'm not a perv, I swear, but we need shower woohoo. We can woohoo in bushes and spaceships and lighthouses, but come on, we need some shower woohoo. I know this might sound like perverted, but seriously, I miss shower woohoo. It was just like it was effective. You know, your Sims could get clean and they could do the do, and it was just awesome. So I don't know how to explain this without sounding like a perv, but yes, I want shower woohoo to return to The Sims. It needs to happen, like, please. The next thing on my woohoo wish list is something that I don't think will ever happen, but I would love to see happen if possible. Elevator woohoo. Now, we have elevators in The Sims 4. They came with the whole city living expansion pack, but the thing about elevators in The Sims 4 is that they're not really interactive. You click them and then your Sim spawns downstairs, or they'll spawn they just spawn downstairs, or they'll just go outside. So the elevators aren't really interactive. In The Sims 3, elevators were highly interactive to the point that you could woohoo in them. And I know that this is far-fetched, but I would love to see what elevator woohoo would look like in The Sims 4. Next on my list is risky woohoo without a mod. So I know that there's some mods out there that allow you to engage in risky woohoo. And when I say risky woohoo, I mean woohooing with the chance of pregnancy. So woohooing without having to choose between woohooing or try for a baby. I would love to see this happen in an official form, so to speak, because for storytelling purposes, that's really awesome. And if you don't want to add mods to your game and you want this experience, it would be pretty cool if we could have this, you know, as an official Sims thing. I don't think this will ever happen, to be honest. I think it's pretty far-fetched. We've never really had it in any Sims game that I know of. I never played Sims 1 or 2, but I know in The Sims 3 it was either woohoo or try for a baby, and it's like that now in The Sims 4. I would love to have a little element of surprise, you know, with a risky woohoo, and you know, have Sims get pregnant by woohooing. It would just make stories a lot more interesting, and it was something I would love to see. I don't think it will ever happen, but I would absolutely love to see that happen in an official Sims 4 way. The next thing on my list is the return of the woohooty text. So with a lot of speculation surrounding Sims 4 University, I was thinking about all the things that Sims 4 University. I was thinking about all the things that came along with Sims 3 University. And one of those things that I loved was the woohooty text. So you could text someone and they'd come over and you guys would woohoo. It was like, you know, a Sims 4 booty call, so to speak. So I really would love to see that make a return in The Sims 4. There is a lot of speculation about the next expansion pack being at University. Hopefully that makes a comeback. hopefully we have Woohooty texts, but I love them. I think they're awesome, and yes, I want them back in the game. I think they would be pretty fun. The last item on my woohoo wish list is a woohoo skill. So hear me out. When The Sims 4 was going to be released, there was some talk about it having a woohoo skill, but it was scrapped because of the rating system for the game. The game wasn't able to be rated T for teen if it were to have the woohoo skill. I can't remember where I heard that information from, but I do remember hearing someone say that the reason why there is no woohoo skill is because that it would have affected the game's rated T for teen rating. I will try to find that information online and link it below. If I don't link it below, please forgive me. But yes, that's what I heard about us not having a woohoo skill. But I think it would be pretty fun. And if it wasn't like an actual skill, like, you know, it could be something that you progressively get better at. So if it's your first time woohooing, you could have like an awkward moodlet, like, oh, never done this before, or you know, what are you doing down there? Like, I don't know. I sound so perverted in this video. I promise you I'm not, but I would love it if we could progressively get better at woohoo the more we do it. And I love that we now have moodlets attached to woohoo, like, you know, unsatisfied or spectacular woohoo. I love that. I guess that was their way of implementing some type of woohoo skill without messing with the rating. But I would love it if you're the first time your Sims woohoo, they were like, what are you doing? Or not quite sure what's happening here. You know, like they build up to giving spectacular woohoo. Yeah, that's something I would love to see. I feel so perverted right now. But yes, that's the last thing on my woohoo wish list. Next up is my romance wish list, which is basically sweet little romantic interactions and romance things that I wish we could have in The Sims 4. So like I said earlier, none of this stuff is written in any particular order. I just wrote down everything that I had in mind, and the first thing that I wrote is a quick list of traits. So I would love for us to have a player trait. So we already have non-committal, but I would love a trait for the sim who's a player. Like, we already have the serial romantic aspiration, but if you add like a player trait to that, I think that would be really fun. Like, you know, they could have aspirations like you know, woohoo 3 different Sims in one day, or, you know, like woohoo on a couple different lots, or have 2 lovers in the same room at the same time without fighting. I don't know, but I just think that some type of player trait, you know, the type of Sim that likes to play around like a mess around, a player trait would be really fun to play with. I think that traits are kind of lacking in The Sims 4. I think we need more, and I think we should have the ability to have more. I think we just add 3 traits now. Yeah, I think we need to be able to add a few more traits to our Sims, because that really helps give more depth and personality to them. The next trait I wrote is hopeless romantic. Now, we already have the romantic trait, but that's more based off of flirting and being flirted with. But the hopeless romantic trait, I think, will add more depth to the love lives of our Sims. Like, hopeless romantics would want to just, I don't know, like, just have a little more faith in love, and I don't know how to implement it. This is really hard for me to explain, because I feel like the romantic trait kind of covers hopeless romantic, but I wish that we had a hopeless romantic trait that added a little more depth and to the romantic trait that we already have. I hope I'm making sense, but I think a hopeless romantic trait would be different than romantic, because hopeless romantics believe in love and they want to be loved and they believe in happily ever after. So to have like aspirations and interactions based off of a Sim that believes in love and wants to find the one, I think that would be kind of fun. I think the romantic trait that we have now is just based off of flirting and being flirted with, and it's not really based off of love, if that makes sense. So yeah, a hopeless romantic trait is a trait that I would love to see added to The Sims 4. The final trait on my traits wish list is clingy. I would love to have a clingy sim. We have jealous, but I would love to have clingy. Like, this sim will need to call their partner multiple times a day. They will need to text their partner multiple times a day. They will need to do certain things with them multiple times a day. They need to see them. They need to talk to them. They need to chat with them. They need to know that they're around. They need to have them call them. Like, I would love to have a clingy sim. We have jealous. Jealous sims they get tense when their lover isn't around, but I want a sim who is like that, but not based off of jealousy. They're just like super clingy and needy. I feel like I'm not explaining this well, but I would love to see a clingy sim. Like, they want to do things with this particular person all the time. They have to have this person around them all the time. And it's not out of jealousy, it's more out of obsession or like a deep-seated love. But I think that a clingy trait would be kind of fun. So yeah, I only have 3 romantic traits that I would love to see in The Sims 4. The next thing on my whole romance wish list is online dating. Now, I know I've mentioned this in a previous video. So many things I know that I have mentioned in other videos, but I really want online dating. It's a thing now. Like, come on now. We have Tinder. We have a whole bunch of different apps in the real world. Why can't we have it in The Sims? It could be like through an app or through the computer if you want to kind of be old school about it. But I would love to see online dating where we have dating profiles and we meet up with them and we have like these awkward first dates and then like the interactions for the date, or get to know them or try to figure out a person's trait. Like, I really think that online dating could be really awesome in The Sims 4. We had it in The Sims 3. Please, EA gods, give this to us in The Sims 4. It would make me so happy. I would love to see how this would work out in The Sims 4 now. I just think it'd be really awesome. And speaking of dating, the next thing on my list is blind dates. So if you and a sim have a mutual friend, I would love it if that friend could say, hey, I really think that you and such will go well together. Is it okay if I set you up on a blind date? And then you can choose the time and the place, and your sims could go on a date with this person, and you could have little interactions like, you know, get to know this person, chat about such and such, find out what they do for a living, something like that. Sort of like branching off from the online dating profile where you have to get to know the sim when you meet up. But instead of seeing the person online and having the opportunity to chat with them and text with them, like, I would love to see like a blind date version of that, to where you're just thrown in there, you have to get to know them, and your friend is like, hey, their name is such and such, this is what they look like, and then you have that awkward first meeting like, hey, are you such and such, and then you have your blind date. I think that would be really awesome. The next thing on my list is slow dancing. We need slow dancing. It is so sweet and so romantic. I don't know why we don't have it. Hopefully we will get it soon. We have the Sims, I don't know, the Sims Roomba. It's not Zumba, I don't know, but we got a new dance with Jungle Adventure, and that made me really excited because maybe there's hope for new types of dances in the future. But I would love to see slow dancing. It's really sweet, it's really romantic, and we need it. It's way overdue. The next thing on my list is cuddling in bed. In The Sims 3, now I'm going back to a lot of things that we had in The Sims 3 because, in my personal opinion, The Sims 3 had so many interactions that I wish we could have in The Sims 4. It added so much more depth to gameplay that I think is missing in The Sims 4 every now and then. And yeah, cuddling in bed is one of those things that I want to see in The Sims 4. It's such a sweet interaction. You can cuddle on the couch. Why not cuddle in the bed? I just think that makes sense. You could cuddle before you woohoo, or you just snuggle in bed with your loved one. I think that would be really sweet. The next thing on my list is something that I'm not sure we have already, and I only added this to this list because I've never had it happen in my gameplay, and that is having other Sims asking you to marry them or move in. In my game, I don't know if this is a thing, maybe I should have done more research on this, but in my game I have never had a sim that I was dating ask me to move in with them or ask me to marry them. If it's a thing, let me know. I think I've heard a couple people say they had it happen to them, but to be honest, I can't remember if that was in The Sims 3 or The Sims 4, but I would love if it happened, period, or if it happened more often. If it does already happen, I want the Sims that we're dating to ask us to move in with them or ask us to marry them. For storytelling purposes, I don't always want my Sim to be the one to do the proposing. I think that would be a nice little element to add to the whole world of romance in The Sims 4. Yeah, I think that would be a nice touch. The next thing on my list is first crushes. I think it would be adorable if we had like first crushes. Like a little kid could be like, oh, I like this person. You know, sweet little school romances, you know, nothing too out there, but I would love if we had like first crushes or crushes in general. Like if two people know each other and they vibe, your sim could have a crush movement, like, you know, I'm really digging this person, I'm really attracted to this person's energy, something like that. I would love to have crushes in The Sims 4. And the last thing on my list is astrology, or a Sims version of astrology. Again, I'm referencing something in The Sims 3. In The Sims 3, we had astrology. We had Capricorn, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, all that. In The Sims 4, I would like to see something like that. It doesn't have to be actual astrological signs, but like a Sims version of it. So that way, if your sim meets someone who's a sign that, you know, is compatible or something like that, they would have like a better relationship, or they would get off to a good start, or maybe have their signs not get off to a good start. Like, you know, I don't know anything about like astrology on a relationship level, but like if a Capricorn and a Pisces aren't a good match, then in game that could kind of like affect their first impression of the other sim or something like that. Yeah, I would love to have that make a return in The Sims 4. It doesn't have to be actual astrological signs, but something along those lines would be highly appreciated. I think that would be a really, really fun addition to The Sims 4. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my whole woohoo slash romance wish list. If you guys have any woohoo spots or romantic interactions that you would love to see in The Sims 4, leave a comment below. I would love to hear what you guys want to have in the game. I say it all the time, I love hearing from you guys. So yeah, leave a comment below letting me know what you would love to see in The Sims 4. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big ol' thumbs up and share it with your friends if you think they might find it interesting as well. I have a couple other wish lists on this channel. This is something that I do every so often. I have a build buy wish list, I have a gameplay wish list, I have a 2019 wish list. I have some more wish lists in mind because I'm always jotting things down and like trying to get the most out of my game, and in doing that I just have all these ideas for things that I would love to see in the game. But yes, that's it for my whole woohoo slash romance wish list. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please share this video with your friends if you think they might like it as well. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell to receive upload notifications so you don't miss out on my future uploads. And before I go, I just want to say that I love you all. I hope that you all have an amazing day, no matter who you are or where you are or what you're going through. Know that I love you, and I will talk to you beautiful people in my next video. Bye guys.